guess we should get ready.
Yeah, we should get ready. Turn this down a bit. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation and the world. This is Texas Biker Radio number 489. My name is Mel Popeye Moss.
OG, a.k.a. Deer Slayer.
Well, for anybody that may be new, and we have had a bunch of people give us friend requests on our Facebook channels, and we do have a lot of new people around, even though they may not have found their way here yet. But do you want to tell the story about the Deer Slayer?
Oh, hey. Plain and simple, we're out in remote West Texas, leaving Del City after fueling. It was about 8 o'clock at night. About 5 miles south, headed for Cornudas, Texas, and our fabulous lodgings in Cornudas.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't bad.
Prospect leading the pack. I'm third in line. Come up over a rise, and down below is a deer that Popeye is dodging.
Yeah.
A small one. But I happen to glance to the left of Popeye, and here's the big mother.
Yeah.
And I use the term loosely. It was a big mama.
Yeah.
Sucker looked to the left, looked like he might go back to the left. Nah, he continues on, or she, and I plowed into that sucker doing 60 miles an hour. Bent back he took out my bullet light, my fender, and bent back my crash guard all the way to my brake pedal.
Yep.
But, for whatever reason, by the hand of God, I stayed up. Uninjured, untouched, a little rattled, but I managed to get the bike stopped. We turned it into a bobber. That was my street glide.
Yeah.
Turned it into a bobber and proceeded on to Cornudas. Now, the insurance company has already sent me a check.
Wow.
Now, being the unbelieving person that I am, I called the 800 number and I said, what the hell? You guys already missed a few things on your first estimate from the pictures. If I give this check to Harley Davidson, does that give up my right to any further money? And they said absolutely not. They would send subsidizing funds or additional funding if more was found wrong with the bike. Now, I'm talking to a person at the other end of an 800 number.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I think I'm going to call my agent.
Yep.
And I did that today. And they verified it. So I trotted that check right over to Harley so they'd start work on the bike. Still, I'll be blessed if I get that bike back by January 1.
Damn. Damn. What's your insurance company?
Allstate.
Allstate. Same one I got. And when I ran over that object in the road, I did $2,000 worth of damage to my bike. Even though I didn't go down, but it bent the front rim, it bent the rear rim, it bent wait a minute. Took a chunk out of both tires.
Yep.
What is that there? That's $1,000 right there, isn't it almost?
Close to it.
So, yeah. And they paid up. And everything was made right. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I certainly can't complain. And when I dropped now since I've moved to Arlington, I decided I may as well use Longhorn. When I dropped the bike off, I said, look, I've got an extended warranty on this bike. Go over it with a fine-tooth comb, because while it's in here, if it needs anything else, please do.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, OG, I'm really excited about tonight. I'm really excited because I got a couple of things to tell you right here on the air. Number one, we're not finished with Milam County.
Not surprised.
Yeah. And I want to do another ad soon.
Where's the nitro?
Yeah. So we're not finished with Judge Young yet. And so...
let me break in here.
Yeah.
Everybody, please go to TexasBikerRadio.org. We have a donate button. we are going to need some more money.
So anyway, we're going to do another ad soon. And like I said, we're not finished with Judge Young. And we're going to be talking to the voters in Milam County. And so I've got some ideas. But, OG, guess who I talked to today?
My imagination is just running wild.
It's running wild. I know it is. Listen, everybody. I talked to Pay RJ today. The man.
Ooh.
And we're meeting with him on Thursday morning. Now, in case you guys don't know about it, our school board here hired a RJ Construction to do some work on the schools. And I guess this was during the pandemic. We'll get more information out of that, what it was, what he did. And the school board, that they sent him praises. They thanked him for getting out there and getting the job done. Gave him all kinds of accolades. And then when he sent them the bill, they said, "Oh, we're not going to pay that bill." So the school board here is not paying their people that they do business with. And, I just wonder right now how many more have had that happen to them, and we just don't know about it.
If you look at it in the light of when they contracted with the guy,
yeah,
they contracted with him knowing they weren't going to pay the bill, which makes it even more insidious.
Yes, it does.
I mean, I could see a half-baked, rotten case if they went to pay the bill and discovered they didn't have any money. So, if they entered into the contract in good faith, that puts a little different slant on it, even though it's still shitty. But the fact is, and has to be, this school board is contracting with people knowing that they probably are not going to pay them up front, and that's the worst insidious thing I could think of.
Well, we're going to meet with him Thursday and see if there's any help we can provide.
Absolutely.
And you know me.
We need to take those bastards to task.
Exactly, everybody. Exactly. And school boards will come after you. Will come after you. I guess they successfully reconnected the chat line. It went down for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the process. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Oh,
How are you doing?
We need to say happy birthday to Lissa.
Oh, Lisa Lee. Is she a birthday girl?
That's what I'm seeing from Jerry.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, happy birthday, Lisa. Happy birthday. Wow.
You know, getting back to the school board,
Yeah.
I heard an interesting theory today from one of our talk radio hosts. I think it was Bongino.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty evident the DOJ or the FBI really has no direct jurisdiction
Yeah.
with the happenings of a local school board,
Right.
and say there's a disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
They really have no jurisdiction. And he is claiming that the would-be thinks he is Attorney General
Right.
was making the statement that they look forward to partnering with local law enforcement.
Yeah.
Now, the feds typically don't like to partner with anybody.
Oh,
They are selfish, bigoted bastards.
can I add one thing there?
Oh, be my guest.
They did partner over here in Fort Worth with the Fort Worth police. Oh, yeah. They're still there, baby.
Yeah. Well, the main reason they partner is they don't have any frickin' jurisdiction. It's local law that's being broken, and it's local law enforcement that has to do the arresting.
Yeah.
So think about that one.
Matter of fact, if I remember right, over there in Fort Worth, they were actually doing traffic stops, pulling people over,
Yep.
and, you know, they didn't have any jurisdiction to do that, and the Fort Worth police had no idea that they were doing it.
Yeah.
This is how arrogant they are.
Well, the FBI has slipped, I think, into the same image in our minds as an IRS agent.
There you go. Yeah.
Worthless, slime-sucking bottom feeders.
Oh, well, when I get to talking about it here in a bit, you're going to learn a whole lot more.
Okay.
But school boards can be dangerous. In other words, they'll send lawyers after you. Or like in this case, they'll send lawyers out and tie things up, not pay their bills, and hoping that you'll go away. They really will. And I remember in Burleson, OG, there was a guy over there named Chuck Smith who just gave the school board, matter of fact is they caught him red-handed using school equipment on their private properties. And, you know, they caught him red-handed on this stuff, and they sent a battery of lawyers at them that scared everybody to death. They say, hey, we can't afford to do that. We can't afford to battle them. So they gave up. They went away. But I do believe we know how to work around that. We don't have anything to be afraid of.
No,
they can't shut
don't.
us up, is what I'm saying.
I personally believe, and again, I got this from some of the conservative radio hosts, that we perhaps have the school boards on the run to some degree. The parents are rising up. They are raising shit and hell about this racial crap that they're attempting to teach. Yeah.
Critical race theory.
Yep.
Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. But
so if you're a parent, you need to be out there. You need to be screaming to the high heavens that this is not right. You don't want it in the school system that your child is going to.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, everybody, we are simulcasting tonight. We are on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. And I don't believe we will be signing off of YouTube tonight. I don't think we're going to get to anything that is controversial, even though we're going to be talking about Fauci.
Oh.
But it's just stuff that's in the news that we can talk about, that I feel YouTube shouldn't have any complaints about it, because we're not talking about that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just be talking about Fauci, you know, and he's the highest paid federal employee in the whole country. Makes more than the president.
I'll tell you this much. I don't think the man would have the guts to walk down a street in public anywhere unguarded.
That's right. That's right. I do believe that too.
Of course, there's a bunch of them that I wish they would.
Yeah. So, pay RJ is a thing, everybody. Would like you to pass the word, tell everybody what's going on here. As you know, these entities, these government entities that are, and judges and everything else, and let me tell you, we got a lot of judges that are piece of works. The thing they hate the most is the light being shined on them. And like you said, the school board administrators, that national organization, even the state organization here, they're selling all these programs to indoctrinate children. That's what they're doing. They're selling them. But we'll get to some video and stuff on that here in a bit. But let's talk about Dr. Fauci.
Oh.
Now, it's come to light, everybody, that the NIH and had some dealings with, I guess, other labs that were doing testing, and they were testing on, in particular, beagles.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah. Matter of fact is, they would cut their vocal cords so they couldn't bark when they were in pain. They were just silent.
Yeah, they stuck them. They stuck their head through something and infected them with all kinds of different fleas.
Yeah.
So they were literally being eaten alive.
Exactly.
We're talking puppies.
Yeah.
Beagle puppies.
Puppies, everybody. Puppies. Now, gee, I know there's got to be some videos of that out there somewhere.
I can only hope there's a very special place in hell.
Yeah.
For people that participate in crap like that.
And right now, I think things are brewing. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, black, white, brown, whatever. You know, we've been down the path before with this kind of stuff in 2018, OG, where they were doing inhumane things with animals. Not lab rats. Domestic animals. And of course, I remember the big battle over monkeys, doing the things they were doing to them back when. But
I guess they thought they could get up. They could better get by with it with dogs, than monkeys.
I guess I don't know how they think they get away with this one, and I don't know how Biden is going to be able to give him cover. And the NIH cover, let me tell you that.
Well, there's something else here.
Yeah.
While we're talking about the lab. And we'll take a short segue into the lab in China that Fauci has helped finance. It has come to our attention that this lab is currently working on a virus that is highly communicable and has upwards of an 80% fatality rate. And it's being weaponized purely for war-type purposes. Now, what's scarier than hell is it's in control of China.
Yeah.
China has control of this.
Yes.
And nothing's being done.
Nothing.
I say we need to get a drone in the air and a Hellfire missile and rain hell on that lab. And if China doesn't like it, we rain more hell.
Yeah.
But something's got to be done, because if a virus like this gets loose, you're going to decimate the population of the planet. And the news media just doesn't seem to pay much attention to stuff like this.
They don't give a damn as long as they think they're getting their way.
Yeah.
And they are right now. It seems like the Republican Party, and I guess it really is, it's just impudent. But as long as we have people that cave and give Democrats an out, like Mitch McConnell does again and again and again.
And I hear he's about to do it again.
And Liz Cheney. I mean, there's a list, I think, of about 17 of them that are capable of caving at any time. And unlike Democrats, they don't seem to be able to hold themselves together. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing. And we keep slipping further and further and further into the abyss. And nobody seems to give a damn. But I tell you what, it is time everybody starts standing up and pushing back.
Well, everyone needs to call their senator.
Yeah.
And their congressman.
Yeah.
Now, it's a well-known fact the Democrats control both houses.
Yep.
They control the Congress by virtue of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They control the Senate by virtue of the vice president being the tie-breaking vote.
Right.
The theory being advanced at this point is, with the elections coming up in 2022 and raising the debt ceiling and bankrupting the country, the Democrats are desperate to bring in some Republicans so that they can basically blame the Republicans
Yes.
for bankrupting the country.
Yeah.
If the Republicans would only have the balls to just pull back, maintain the line, and if the Democrats want to, they pass the new debt ceiling, they bankrupt the country, but guess what? It's all on them, and they can no longer claim that the Republicans were party to it. Now, this dipshit piece of shit in the Senate, McConnell,
Yeah.
this dipshit is claiming that the Republicans need to help the Democrats with this because he's afraid if they don't, they're going to get rid of some of the rules in the Senate, like the filibuster.
Yeah, the filibuster.
Uh,
They're all worried about the filibuster. They're not worried about the damn country.
The fact is, the Democrats, if they wanted to get rid of the filibuster, they'll do it with or without the help of the Republicans.
They certainly can.
Right after the Republicans help and they get their name associated with bankrupting the country, the Democrats are going to go ahead and do whatever the hell it is they want to do anyway.
Right. Let me tell you, everybody, you need to get on the damn phone, call your senator in the Fed. These are federal senators. Call them up and tell them, hold the fucking line in the most forceful way you can say it. Do not give in to Democrats. No way, no how, no reason. It's that simple, everybody. Make the Democrats own it. Make them own it.
I got to tell you what Amy did.
Uh-oh.
the mail delivery person
Uh-oh.
delivers a People magazine to our home that was supposed to go a block over. So she lays in bed and she reads the magazine first.
Right.
And she told me, she said, as soon as I'm finished reading this magazine, I'm going to take it where it belongs. So she hops in her car, goes a block over, comes home with kind of a sheepish smile on her face, and she said, you know, I pulled up to the house, I saw a Biden-Harris sticker on the front door, and she said, I damn near didn't give them their magazine.
You know, I was going to jump to the supply line next, but I want to talk, and I brought it up last night, and I want to get your opinion on it. You learned today that there's more than 2,000 or 3,000 people headed this way. Is that right?
Oh, hell yes.
Tell everybody what the number is.
There are currently 300,000 people, illegals, amassing a caravan in Mexico and headed for our border. They were talking about it on the news tonight. Abbott has mentioned he's trying to reinforce the National Guard so they can stand fast at the border and hopefully stop this horrible surge that is headed our way.
He's going to need more than the DPS. He's going to need more than, maybe 1,000 National Guard. OG, he's built about 3 miles of fencing down there with barbed razor wire on it. About 3 miles. You don't have to walk very far to walk around it.
No, hell no, but at least he can talk about building the wall, right?
Yeah. But let me say this, everybody. Because they were down there bragging the other day, oh, the National Guard, everybody, look at what we're doing, look what, Governor Abbott's doing this, doing that. Let me tell you, if 300,000 are coming, that's not enough.
Hell no.
He's got to call up more. He needs to call out militias. And if they are fired upon, they need to be able to return fire, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's wrong with Abbott, but I'll tell you something. If those were my people down there, he's supposed to be our leader, and if they're being fired on, I would tell them, you shoot back and be sure you hit somebody.
Yeah.
Mow them down. Don't give a shit if they're on the other side of the line. That is a fricking act of war.
Yes. We can't be invaded by 300,000 people. If that's what's headed toward us, we better get ready. And I understand he's warning them that they're not going to cross. And these people think, oh yeah? Here we come.
Yep.
You can't stop us. And I would suggest that other law enforcement from other states get down here and help us.
It's in their best interest.
That's
because
exactly right.
They're getting bussed and flown into your states.
You know, OG, I would be sending the word to them right now. Oh, hell no, you're not going to cross, and you better go to California. Just change course.
Funnel them all the way up to San Diego.
Exactly.
Tijuana.
Yes, exactly. But I'm going to be interested to hear what he's got to say over the next couple of days.
Yep.
What he's going to do. Because let me tell you, if we get video of this mass of people just walking past the troopers, just walking past the National Guard, just walking past and on into the country, after he said, I'm making a stand.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. You see, Napa's saying the sheriff told me today they caught 31 illegals in a semi day before yesterday. Napa, were those the ones that were riding in the new cars? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. They're on a train with new automobiles, and they're all sitting there inside the new cars.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Now, y'all need to do the same thing to the DA up in your area that we did to Abel Reyna down in Waco. That son of a bitch is coming up for election sooner or later, and it doesn't take that much to rise up the community, and especially if you can get the bikers united, because that's what we did down in Waco. You get the bikers united, run some ads in the local paper, and go for his throat. Get him the hell out of office.
Wow. Now, Napa, what DA was that? What DA was that? Wow. So here we go, everybody. These source-elected district attorneys are refusing to prosecute. This has been happening now for a couple of years. So that's where Soros put his money, was electing local people, prosecutors and such.
Well, what they need to
School
do
boards.
is start following the money. Like, who the hell is financing this caravan?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that money coming from? Who's putting money in the pocket of that DA?
Right. Well,
There has to be some interest there. They always say, follow the money.
yep. Yep.
We know what the deal was with Abel Reyna. He had his eyes on Austin.
Yeah.
He was trying to make a name for himself. What smells is the DA up in Napa's area maybe getting some money. Okay, El Paso County area covers El Paso, Hudspeth, and Culberson counties.
Yeah.
What is the DA's name?
Yeah.
And I'd start talking about it at the Council of Clubs meetings in El Paso and the Coalition of Clubs.
Yeah.
Get that name out there and get those bikers tuned in on what in the hell's going on.
Yeah, because this should be of interest to all bikers, that while we're being persecuted to no end and illegally arrested, illegally charged for crimes that we did not commit, these prosecutors are refusing to prosecute people that are real criminals, everybody. Real criminals. And we have this going on today in Milam County and in other parts of Texas.
Now, I would say to El Paso, even though she was elected during the same cycle as Let's Go Brandon, and she's got 3+ years left in her, it could take you 2 or 3 years to get organized enough to get her the hell out of there.
Yes, it does. What you do is you keep shining a light on them.
What you need to do is start putting pressure on her now. Let us know, and we will help you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like we're doing in Milam County now. We're going on, what, our second year
Yeah.
with this?
Waco took, what, 4 years?
Waco took 4 years. Yeah.
But the satisfaction at the end of the time
Oh, yes.
is immeasurable.
And I'm telling you, we'll eventually get Judge Young. Yeah, we will. Mark my word.
Now, speaking of Let's Go Brandon,
Yeah.
I have stickers coming.
Oh, good.
I have stickers that say Let's Go Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
They're circular. And on the bottom it says pound FGB.
Mm-hmm.
Great for gas pumps. Great for bumpers that have Biden stickers on them.
Yeah.
Now, there's another sticker out there, and I've ordered those. They are the picture of Joe Biden that said, "I did this." And they either point to the right or the left. Excellent for gas pumps.
Yes.
You can find both of those stickers on Amazon. Everybody that's out there listening needs to get their hands on those stickers.
Go to Amazon, order you some stickers, and start
Yep.
sticking away on the gas pumps,
They
everybody.
only cost about $8 for 100 or 200. I think I paid $12 for 300 of the Joe Biden ones.
Yeah.
Pointing. Now, shipping on the Go Brandon stickers can be a little pricey. You get 100 of them for $8, but you got to pay something like $8 shipping. And if you order 200, they're going to hammer you for $16 shipping. But just think, if you got them on 100 gas pumps, everywhere you go where you fuel up, put one on there. Those stickers need to be going everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass them out at church. And I, of course, got you your own set, Popeye. They should be here any time the latter part of this week or the beginning of next.
Yeah.
I would suggest going to Amazon quickly because they're selling fast, and sooner or later Amazon will catch on to what they are,
Yeah.
and they'll boot them off like they did the federal flag there
Yeah.
for a while, or the Confederate flag.
When Amazon quits selling them, we'll start selling them.
You betcha.
Yeah. Just saying, everybody. Speaking of selling, let's talk about, last night I brought up the supply line. And I brought up the fact that there was this toy store that had to shut down. It was their dream to have this toy store. They had the whole community behind them. And they had to shut down because they couldn't get toys in a timely fashion.
Unfortunately, most of the toys are now made
And
in
listen
China.
to this. The toys that they would like buy for $3, $3.50 are now $12.
Oh, wow.
So what I said was to everybody, because I got to thinking about it, hey, we got all these toy runs and everything that are fixing to come up. Guys better be proactive and start buying that stuff now. If you're going to have a toy run, if you're going to own a toy run, you better get out there and make sure you get toys, or they may not be available. And I did go into a Walmart today, and there were spots in the shelves that were empty.
There are spots in the shelves of almost every store now.
Yeah. So, I don't know how bad this is going to get, but I'm just saying be proactive and get your shopping and stuff done now. Now. What I'm saying.
Now, for all of you out there on YouTube that are watching this stream, I would suggest you switch over to Rumble, rumble.com. And you can put in the search line, and I have done it, Texas Biker Radio. And we come up. You don't have to do the TBR thing.
Oh, really?
It will come up under Texas Biker Radio. All you have to do to subscribe is it's a free membership is what it is. It costs you nothing. You hit subscribe and it wants you to become a member or whatever. And you just enter some cursory information, click it off, and that allows you to not only follow us, but it allows you to get into the chat line. I am suggesting you all go to Rumble now because we don't know how long we're going to last on YouTube.
Yeah. I did pretty good last night. I did end the YouTube and switched over to Rumble, and it worked well. But if we say, hey, we're fixing to leave because we're going to be saying something controversial, Rumble continues because they don't censor us. And so this is what we're having to do. We're forced to do this.
All of the conservative talk show hosts have gone to Rumble.
Yeah.
Every one of them. So, that there's a big message there. It's rough going because while you have thousands, and in their case, hundreds of thousands of followers, that isn't the case when you begin on Rumble. It takes a while. But everybody needs to switch, especially, now get this, everyone's heard about the whistleblower for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is not what it seems. Okay, the whistleblower met with the committee today that's involved with the insurrection.
Yeah.
Or what they like to call the insurrection. This is a plot that has been put together. Now, I am not a tin hat freak. Okay, I don't believe in conspiracies. But this is so obvious, and Bongino was talking about this for a lengthy time today. This is a conspiracy with Facebook, Google, and the rest of those assholes to get the federal government to start regulating the internet.
Yeah.
If they can get them to regulate the internet, they can get every conservative and people like Trump forever banned off of things like Facebook.
Right.
And what are some of the others that they use?
Facebook.
Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah. So, that's what's going on. And it's only going to get worse. So, the quicker you all get over to Rumble, the better off we'll all be.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, wow, man. And this is all I'm going to say about this. The FDA approved the shot for kids 5 through 12.
Yes, and the Texas...
Here's my question on that. Did they do this because they were pressured?
Absolutely.
That's the only question I want to ask.
It's a government agency.
Right.
Guess what?
And we're talking about, here we go, federal employees.
That's right. Unfortunately, Texas has already bought a bunch of the doses.
Yeah.
And...
We're not saying don't take them.
No. I have never said, nor has Popeye ever said, that you should not get the vaccination. What we are saying is it is your personal choice.
Yeah.
Your body, your choice, or I should say my body, my choice, to coin a liberal term. Everybody should be able to make their own decision. We are not talking about a deadly disease that has a fatality rate of 60, 70, 80, 90%.
Yeah.
We're talking about something that has a fatality rate of 1% or less.
Right.
We're talking about the flu.
Here in a bit, we can kill the YouTube and we can unleash.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Before we get all excited and say something we shouldn't. And then that's the end on YouTube. But maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. But, you know, some of the comments made by Biden and that damn Jen Psaki.
I'm thirsty.
I hear you. Some of the comments made by them, and when we hear something like the hypersonic missile and all that stuff, and then they say something stupid like, "We welcome the competition."
I can barely stand to look at the skank,
I know.
let alone listen to her.
I know. So the Chinese right now, I do believe, own Biden. They own him.
Hell yes.
Russia owns him. They all own him.
Of course, he's a mindless twit,
Yeah,
but they do own him.
yeah. And of course, though, you know, there's the swamp that's in there behind him. There are 2,770,441 federal employees. And that's not counting some agencies that are secretive. So you can't do a Freedom of Information Act and find out anything about them. Because they're secret, don't you know? That would be like the CIA, Homeland Security, a bunch of these other nutballs organizations. And the cost of that for all those employees, not counting the ones that are secretive, $216 billion is the cost. Now, all of them are overpaid, and their agencies are bloated with federal employees. And the people that are making over $100,000 a year, the numbers are staggering, everybody. The numbers are staggering. And, OG, how I found out this stuff, and I want to show everybody right here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have a deal. Mapping the swamp. Now, who puts this out is Open the Books organization. And what they do is they go through with Freedom of Information Acts, and they get the cost of all this stuff and how much these people are making, and they break it all down. It's interesting as hell. I think every American should be a member and read this shit. Read it. There's no way in hell the federal workers should outnumber the private sector workers. There's no way. But they're either there or past it, one or the other. It's incredible, everybody. And at the top of the chain in these federal employees is, guess who? Dr. Fauci. He makes more than any other federal employee. $430-something thousand.
He should be in prison.
It's
at the
what
very
he makes.
least.
Because he is working to prevent pandemics, everybody. How's that working out for us? How big a success is he? Just saying, everybody. And YouTube, if you don't like this, kiss our ass. Go do a Freedom of Information request and find out for yourself. So, it's insane.
Oh, it is.
It's insane. I mean, this book has so much information. It'll tell you how much a general makes. It'll tell you what our troops are being paid. It'll tell you everything. Except for the super secret organizations. Yeah. You can't find out squat about them. It's all redacted. It's all redacted. $434,312 is what Dr. Fauci makes for protecting us against pandemics. Just saying, everybody. Just saying.
We have a little background conversation going on about Gabby Petito and her boyfriend Brian Landry.
Yeah.
As to what we think happened. I think, pretty obvious the boyfriend strangled Gabby.
Yeah.
What isn't so obvious is a body has been discovered that the dad had all these people out searching, but yet the dad kind of went to the exact area
he
that the
knew
body
where
was
he's
found.
at, didn't he?
Yeah, he certainly did. And what's really interesting is there was some mention of identification by dental records. They could certainly do an identification by DNA. Has not been mentioned. Supposedly, nothing has come out about how he was killed or how he died. So there is the remote possibility that sucker is still alive. Remote as it may be.
Yeah.
There's a remote possibility, and I put that out there not as a strong belief, just saying the information seems kind of fishy. That they haven't come up with more information and quickly, since this case has the national attention to begin with. I mean, if it was over and done, you would think the information would be forthcoming and final, and it has not been. That, to me, is a message.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say on the matter.
I hear you. Top 20 departments, agencies that employed the most 100K bureaucrats. That means they make over 100,000 a year. Get this one, man. Get this one. Department of Veterans Affairs. They have 109,386 people that make over 100K.
And take fantastic care of our troops.
Yeah.
Our veterans.
Yeah. Department of Homeland Security, 72,250 people make over 100K. Department of Justice, 51,122 make over 100K.
Now, does this include like ATF, or is that separate?
No, you can't find that. That's secret. That's super secret.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Let me look down here and make sure. I think that even some of the garbage people or landscaping people make over 100K.
Yeah. Especially whoever takes care of the rose
Yeah.
garden.
The U.S. Postal Service had 5,345 people that make over 100K. The postman, everybody.
Now, over 100K doesn't mean that they couldn't be making 400,000 a year.
Yeah. And the Department of Indoctrination, which would be the Education Department, 3,198 people make over 100K. And let me tell you, it was interesting. They had They hired over 100-something thousand people into the VA. Only a small number of them were doctors.
Oh, I can't wait for the 85,000 auditors in the Internal Revenue Service.
Yeah, they're not included yet. Yeah. So
they'll probably be incentivized with bonuses. Checking out your $600 transactions.
Yeah. At the top 20 department agencies, it paid $100K plus on average. This is plus. Farm Credit System Insurance Corporation, $209,000 was the average salary.
Wow.
I mean, it's insanity, everybody. Government is too big, it's too costly, it's bloated. It's bloated. I encourage everybody to join this group. They're doing a great job. And you know what, OG? They could break this down for every state.
They should.
They do.
Oh.
They do.
Good.
This is one hell of an organization that explains to you what's going on cost-wise, everybody.
Who's it published by?
It's published by openthebooks.com or org, whichever one it is. I'll get the link out there for everybody. I joined this a few months back, and this all of a sudden appeared on my doorstep, and I started looking through it, and I'm going, holy crap. This is insanity.
Oh,
Well,
I stand corrected on the $600 activity in your bank account.
Yeah.
They're now talking about a $10,000 transaction. However, everyone seems to be missing the word aggregate.
Don't believe it, everybody. Look at the fine print. Go ahead, OG.
No, aggregate. Who the hell doesn't have $10,000 or more in aggregate transactions through their bank account during the year?
Because the average Joe out there, OG, his transactions through his bank account are like 60 grand.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're paying rent, gas, groceries, everything.
Yeah. But I got a few videos or a couple here. Let's look and see. One America News is really a good news organization.
I watch them frequently.
They really are. But let's listen to what they have to say here.
New article published by Forbes. You dig into some of the numbers here. So just how widespread is Panorama education in school districts across the nation?
Well, Panorama is obviously owned by the son-in-law of the U.S. Attorney General, Merrick Garland. And what we found, and we broke news on, is pretty significant. They serve 13 million students across the country. They're in all 50 states. They're in 23,000 schools across the country. Those 23,000 schools are within 1,500 school districts. So they have an absolutely massive footprint in K through 12 education across America.
And where did they get some of this money that they've gotten from investors? I believe Zuckerberg perhaps maybe playing a role in this. Who are some of those names?
So we dug into their capital raises since 2017. So this is a private company, and they use venture capital firms to raise money. So in 2017, they raised $16 million. As a part of the suite of investors was actually Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan. And so then just a month ago, a couple of weeks before the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland tasked the FBI with looking into parents who raise their voice at school board meetings, just a couple of weeks previously to that, Panorama Education raised $60 million on a capital raise. The Zuckerbergs were in that round as well.
And do you think, in your opinion, that there is a conflict of interest here? Because when it comes to Panorama Education, a lot of what they do is critical race theory, but of course it doesn't usually come under that name itself. How do they kind of code word and use buzzwords to perhaps get the same message across to the students, which is exactly what parents, across coast to coast are up in arms about right now?
So here's what Panorama does. They do surveys. So they survey the student body, the community, they survey parents and families, they survey the employees of school districts. Think about it this way. That survey is then the gateway drug to bring in a solution. And the solution oftentimes is objected to nowadays by parents because it deals with curriculum updates or teaching methods that involve critical race theory. And what is critical race theory? It's the opposite of what Martin Luther King Jr. said. Martin Luther King Jr. said, you're supposed to be judged on the content of your character, not on the color of your skin. And critical race theory is the opposite. It judges you, if you're white, you're racist because of your skin.
And for parents who don't want this in their child's classroom, how much is it costing taxpayers to have in certain districts?
Well, it's a lot of money, Kara. So we dug into just one contract at a very significant school district in Arlington, Virginia. And it's a 5-year contract that was inked in 2017. There's going to be 3 surveys, and the total taxpayer cost is nearly $300,000. And the fee billing schedule is very expensive. This company gets to charge up to $250 an hour. They bake in hundreds of hours into their contract where they get to charge that rate. They get to bill out their project managers at $125 an hour. So just in the Arlington School District, just one district, they have 1,500 of these contracts. This is a 5-year contract for nearly $300,000.
I can't imagine, in this nation that, for those who say that they're just so oppressed and the world is just stacked against them, it's really lucrative to be saying all that. But Adam, always a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for all the numbers that you gave us tonight.
Well, thank you.
Here we go. The reason I wanted to play that one, OG, is because tomorrow night, Alice Linehan.
There is new solar plus
No,
battery
let me
backup
shut this
technology
guy up.
available that was just released on the market after billions.
Didn't know that was going to happen. Anyway, what I'm saying, Alice Linehan is going to be on the program tomorrow night. Alice Linehan has been fighting Common Core and all these school curriculums and stuff like they're talking about right there. That's just another one that school administrators and people like them are pushing off on the schools, trying to sell these programs to them. And yes, they buy them. They buy them. And tomorrow night we'll get an update on Arlington schools and also what's going on around the nation. If you have small kids, if you have grandkids, if you are concerned about what's going on in our schools, please tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m.
Once again, follow the money.
Follow the money. Follow the money. These associations of school superintendents have been doing this crap at the state level, at the federal level. They've been doing this crap for at least a decade that I know of, and it probably runs longer than that. Alice will be able to tell us.
Yep.
So tune in tomorrow night. Alice is a stand-up individual. Back in the Tea Party days, we were fighting this stuff. We were trying to tell everybody about this stuff. And it's something that needs to be out there. You need to understand what it is, what it's all about. And yes, it is about indoctrinating our children into this socialist system. Go ahead.
Been going on a long time.
Yeah.
People have seen it. They chose to look past it. Didn't want to think about it.
Yep.
Thought the good times were rolling. Let that be a lesson. If we don't do something and do it now and do it quickly, it's going to get real bad real quick.
Yeah. Hey, OG, you know I'm always beating up on the judges. And oh, by the way, the young man that was speaking on that video, he's the CEO of Open the Books.
Huh.
So that's what they do, is they follow the money.
Good.
They follow the money. But here, what I'm fixing to play for you now is the waste of the week on the national desk of Open the Books. And there's a conflict of interest with 131 federal judges. Listen to this crap, everybody.
Federal judges accused of breaking the law and a New York City program funded by taxpayers. Founder and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski, joins us right now with his investigation. Good morning.
Good morning, Jan.
Let's start with the federal judges. So the Wall Street Journal reported that more than 130 federal judges violated the law and judicial ethics by hearing cases involving companies either they or family members held stock in. So ultimately, wasting taxpayers' money, since these cases will likely have to be heard again. Break this down for us, Adam. How much are we talking about?
Well, we're talking a lot of money, Jan, and it's a conflict of interest, and it happens with the federal judges whose reputation, by and large, on ethics has to be impeccable. A federal judge has to be holier than the Pope. But what the Wall Street Journal found was that those judges, they looked at 700 cases, and in 131 of those cases, the judges decided a case where they had a financial interest in one of the parties. That is not legal.
So while there's no estimate as to how much it's going to cost to adjudicate some of these cases, we just put a number there on the screen. The estimation right now the taxpayers could be paying is $28.6 million for those 131 federal judges. How did you get that number?
So that's the total cost of the judge's salary, 131 judges times what they make per year, which is approximately $29 million a year on salary and cash compensation. So, Jan, just to break that number down, it's $218,600. That's the salary of a federal judge. But of course, to rehear these cases, that's not the full story. The judges have a staff. They've got court reporters, secretaries. There's officers in the courtroom for security. Right. So we're talking tens of millions of dollars of cost to rehear these cases.
Not to mention the attorney's fees for the other side. They have to now pay those again as well. Is there any penalty against these judges?
Well, since 1974, there's been a law on the books barring a federal judge from hearing the case if they, their spouse, or their minor children have an equity interest, a financial interest in one of the parties. So the law's on the books. This is being investigated. Stay tuned.
Your organization, Open the Books, also took a look at a $1 billion mental health program headed by New York City's First Lady and also Mayor Bill de Blasio as a result. It's getting a lot of pushback, though, from government watchdog groups and politicians. What were you able to find out regarding the Thrive NYC program?
Well, only in New York City can $1 billion go missing, and there's virtually no accountability for it. So watchdogs have been all over this. Even the New York comptroller is trying to audit the books on that $1 billion. So a local news organization called The City did find where $100 million was spent. And, Jan, it was spent on, quote-unquote, diversion centers. So, for instance, in the Bronx, there was an IRS facility, a large facility, 14,000 square feet. New York City spent $52 million to refurbish that center, and there's been nobody, it sits empty. Another facility in East Harlem, they've had 45 patients. It cost $51 million to refurbish. That's $1.1 million per visit. Jan, and we all thought that a trip to the ER was expensive.
Right.
Turns out that in New York City, it's very expensive to get some mental health care.
Well, these diversion centers were part of the mayor's criminal justice reform plan as well, if I'm not mistaken. So can you explain what the sell was from the mayor on these centers and how effective have they been for New York?
So the sell was, rather than take somebody experiencing a mental health crisis to jail or to take them to the emergency room at a hospital, you would take them to this special facility. Turns out, $100 million later, that nobody's showing up, nobody's being dropped off. These facilities are, by and large, sitting unused.
Wow. Adam Andrzejewski, always great to talk to you. And
You know, it almost leaves you speechless to know what's going on within our government with judges that he said are supposed to be more righteous than the Pope. But we all know different. We all know different. We know they will do things because they can.
They think they're gods.
Yes. My court. Always remember that. My court. Bullshit. That's not their court. That's ours. We pay for it. We pay for him. And he's supposed to follow the law and be fair. But instead, we find time and time again, they're doing things that benefit themselves, maybe benefit a political party. But as we see within New York City, what did he say? There's $100 million that went missing?
That's correct.
Was that the number?
100 million.
Is missing. That's worse than they are over in Dallas where money went missing. Didn't know where it went. Now, do we want to shut YouTube down and go say something about Fauci? Or we want to end it right here and say we'll do this another time where we can rip Fauci apart piece by piece? Your choice.
I think we need to get a little more information.
Okay, we'll do that. Everybody, we've been on an hour and 14 minutes, which may be a record for us. I think we were on an hour and 20 minutes one time.
Hour 20.
Yeah. But, hey, that's getting close. We could go talk about Fauci and Dragon. No, we won't do that. We won't do that. Hey, let's say hi to some people on the chat line. I see Big Lock Joker.
Napa's out there.
Napa is out there. Let me see. Mater. Freud Breshers. Is that it?
Yeah, I haven't seen Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to have to sue.
Haven't seen Dutch.
We're going to have to sue their asses out.
Maybe they're over on YouTube.
Oh, you mean on? Let's look real quick. Oh yeah, there's some over on Rumble. There's Ghost Eagle, Lisa Lee, and they're just having quite the conversation. Yeah, they are. Wow. Most of the judges are mafia. Well, Ghost Eagle, you're right.
Yeah.
I would say they're pretty close to it, if not 100%. Yeah. Okay, you guys, we do encourage you to go to Rumble.
And subscribe. So you can get on that chat.
And that's how we move up the charts. We'll move up the charts on Rumble if you will subscribe.
It's not really called a chat line. It's a Rumble rant.
Rumble rants, yeah.
You have to subscribe to get on it.
That's right. You have to subscribe to rant. Otherwise, you can just watch, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. But you have to subscribe to be able to rant. And Lisa Lee and Chief are going at it.
See, we've only got 41 subscribers.
I know. We got room
Rumble.
for more. We got room for more. If you guys will just do it.
We've got a few thousand on YouTube, so we need you all to come over.
Subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah.
We have almost 8,000.
I said thousands.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My bad. But let me say to Napa, we have your items hung on the walls here in the studio. We're running out of room behind us.
Yeah.
To put much more up there. And so, yeah. We appreciate that. And you have to send me an email, tell me how much I owe you for shipping that out here. Yeah. With that, you guys, have a great evening. Ride safe. It's fixing to start raining here tomorrow, I do believe.
Supposed to hit tonight. We're supposed to get at least an inch.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like a whole
That's
hell
not a
of
whole lot, no.
No.
But hey, look, every bit helps.
Given what we've had lately, that's a bunch.
Yeah. We've had sunshine for a while. It's been great. It's been beautiful. It's what it's been. But it's nice to have some of the cool air we got while we was out there in West Texas.
Yeah.
That was good.
I enjoyed those fires.
Yeah. Yeah, we had fires where I burnt my shoes up.
Especially the rum, along with the beer.
I had to redo the cement on the soles of my boots. Nothing like super glue. With that, everybody, have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow night with Alice Linehan, 7:30. Don't miss it.
Be safe.
Pass it on, everybody. Pass it on.